What's going on, YouTube? We're live here. This is a late night impromptu test. So let's begin. Well, I decided I would return to iOS. It's been 8 years, and after 8 years of being a faithful Android user, I decided I would return to using an iPhone. So, how did it happen? Well, I've got a bunch of Android phones. And originally I was trying to get the OnePlus 16, but something happened when I was trying to do it online. I got frustrated and I missed the deal. Well, I still was thinking about going out and buying the phone, and I actually went out to T-Mobile, me and the wife, and we went out to T-Mobile. I said, well, I think I still want to go ahead and get that phone. And she was like, oh, the OnePlus 16? I'm like, yeah, but I also really want to get this iPhone. She was like, you want an iPhone? And I'm like, yeah, I want an iPhone. So walked into T-Mobile, and there I was looking at this phone, and I went, man, I gotta get this phone. So I went in, and I was actually looking at the OnePlus 16. So when I walked into the store, look at the OnePlus 16, I kind of went over to the iPhone spot, you know, where they keep the three iPhones. And I looked at the three iPhones, and I don't know, the XR intrigued me. Now, granted, I wouldn't get the XS because the XS is too small. The XS Max, it's a big phone, but it's pretty. But then here's this phone sitting in the middle. And I heard all the stories. I heard about the bezel, and don't get it because the bezels are bad, and the bezels. And it's not 720p. It's not 1080p. It's 720p. It's 828p. But still, you gotta get it because it doesn't have two cameras. Man, I don't even use two cameras, and I don't use two cameras on the V4. Matter of fact, I'm about close not to keeping that phone. But anyway, so I get here, and I thought about it. I said, well, I got this Nexus 6. I missed the deal on the OnePlus 6T. What about this iPhone? I can get it for zero down. I did my little research before I walked in the door. And if I got the Max, XS Max, I'd put like 279 down, which I didn't want to spend 300 bucks. Really, to be honest with you, I don't want to spend $1,000 on a phone. Like, yeah. And not if I don't have to, and I can get leading edge or cutting edge technology. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So anyway, here I go. I'm looking around, and then all of a sudden, bam! Like a lightning bolt. That XR hits me. So you say, hey, let's look at this phone. So we look at the XR, went back and looked at the OnePlus 16. OnePlus 16 is a beautiful phone. Don't get me wrong. It's a beast. It's a lovely phone. OnePlus makes great phones. I'm not going to sit here in front. But I already got an S8. I've been on a 2K display since the S6 Edge. I've had the S6 Edge, the S6 Edge Plus. I got a Galaxy S7 that I gave to my son, and my wife still has my 7 Edge because that was my substitute for the Note 7 not being, you know, available when I was ready to go get it. So now I'm at the point where lately I've been bored with Android. I've had Android phones for a long time. I enjoy Android, I enjoy rooting, but I haven't rooted phones anymore. Lately, unlocking is kind of slow because it's a pay to play process and it's a little tight right now, but I still make money off of that. So I was like, well, I really do like this iPhone, but something about the XR intrigued me. Now, yes, if you look at the XR, Look over at the XS Max. Yeah, it's like night and day, bro. OLED versus LCD. Man, I'm telling you. And the fact that that resolution is 828 versus close to 2K on that XS Max is like, oh man. But I didn't want to spend $279 plus another $100 for the upgrade fee with T-Mobile. So I heard through the grapevine that they had a special. Since I couldn't trade in my phone and get the value that they were going to give me for the Nexus 6 to get the OnePlus 6T because I missed it. Talked to the guy. He was like, "Yeah, you only get like 16 bucks for this." And this is my Nexus 6. It's still in good condition. It's already been verified. I'm about to send it. Yeah, I know I got to clean off a little bit, but that's because I've been resetting it and working on it. So this is my baby. This was where I go to. Let me clean that off real quick. This is where I go to when I just want to carry a straight Android phone. I don't like the 6P. This has this is the best phone. This is a great phone. I'm gonna miss this phone, but it's showing its age. It is, and you know, it did what it did when it was working when it first came out. But sadly, I can't even play Puzzles and Dragons on it that good. So anyway, here I am, and I'm still in the store, and I'm like, man, you know, I really want to get this phone. I really want to get this phone. You know, just a little excitement. There's a little intrigue. And my wife was like, "You're spec hungry. Are you gonna go and get this phone?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the XR." So I talked to the guy at T-Mobile. He said, "Hey, we still got the deal for that phone." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Do you want to get the 128 model? It's only 50 bucks more. It's gonna be 30 bucks a month." I'm like, "Yeah, let's go for the A128." My wife's eyes are getting a little bigger. Then I said, "Well, I got this Nexus 6." So I brought it in. Guy looks at it and he was like, "Man, how long you had this phone?" I said, "I've had this phone for quite some time." You know. Now I'll tell you the story behind this real quick. I think I paid about 140 for the Nexus 6 because I have two of them. And I had a white one, but the white one cracked or dropped or something. I don't remember. So I was a little miffed on it. I didn't get the Nexus 6 for a few years because I bought it when it first came out, along with two Note 4s. Then all of a sudden, I was on eBay. I was thinking about the Nexus 6, and this guy had one in a box. The only problem was the silver Nexus letters that came off, but it was in excellent condition. No water damage. It had the box. It had the 25-watt charger. That's it, and original cord. And I was like, okay. We talked and talked. There were some bidders, and I think he wanted like 140, and I got the highest bid, and I got it at 138 something. With shipping, it was like 146. It took about 3 or 4 days to get to me, but everything was good. The camera works, and it was a daily driver for me because I put it after my had to sell my S6 Edge, and then the S6, my S6. Well, I had to sell my S6 that I had. Well, the S6 Edge I had was a beater. And the only other phone I had available was a Galaxy Mega 6.3. And, well, yeah, you can use that phone. It's got some issues. So, after that, I said, cool, but I rock with the Nexus 6 until I got the All right, I'm back. So anyway, long story short, had an Nexus 6, gave it to a bunch of people. Wife had it, son had it, everybody liked the phone. So he's got his use out of it. So after my son went out and got his iPhone 8 Plus, I was like, not bad. Apple phone looks pretty good. Got one in the house. Didn't really play with it. So it wasn't like I was, oh man, I'm gonna get me one. But when I heard, that Apple's gonna make this middle road phone or budget phone, I wasn't expecting Apple to make a budget phone. That was just wishful thinking on a bunch of poor people's thoughts. You know damn well Apple don't make no dang on uh, budget phone, and they ain't gonna make a budget phone. But they make some mistakes in the process of the XR. One of the things that they made is not necessarily the bezels, because the bezels are there to help with the light blue. You know that already. And, being the design of the phone, if they didn't, they would have just basically made the iPhone, the mid-tier phone, to look more like the regular iPhone. That wouldn't make no sense because then you could just go and get an iPhone 8 Plus. Which now they realize, people still like that design instead of the, notch and, the basically no home button. Everybody's missing the home button and Touch ID, but Apple stated they're going away from Touch ID. The other thing is 3D Touch. Well, there's something quite similar on the S8 Plus. I guess you can push uh, you push on the apps and you get the little extra menu, and I guess that's kind of what you can do on the, Apple phones. Well, I don't really know anything about 3D Touch, and well, if I didn't know anything about it, I'm not gonna miss it. But the biggest mistake on this phone, and it's not even the bezels, it is down to the display. To me, they didn't cut corners on the display. This LCD is something, when you see it, it tricks you. It doesn't look like a 720p display. And I've worked with phones with a 720p display. One such phone is the Note 2. Note 2 uses an RGB matrix on that 720p display. In fact, that 720p display on the Note 2 is better than the Note 3's display at 1080p because that uses a dot matrix. So basically, the Note 2, all of their pixels are aligned in clusters. That's why if you ever had a Note 2 compared to a Note 3, you're going to see some differences. Even at 1080p, it's a high resolution. Resolution, PPI patrol people, like they say, hey, bro, they ain't got enough pixels. But the thing is, the display on the Note 2 is still better than the Note 3. That being said, we're over here to this XR, and this XR display is beautiful. If you look at it and you play with it and you look at the phone, you'll be hard pressed to really see that it's 828. Now, maybe if Apple had made this a 1080p display, I think we would have had the perfect sweet spot for a phone, and I can justify 800 bucks for a 128 gigabyte model, which is what I have. The problem is that they kind of went with this crazy resolution that wasn't quite 1080p. If they went with 960, I might have been happy with that. 1020, any weird number, but get me closer to 1080p. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the least you can do for charging 750 starting out for a 64 gigabyte model. You know what I'm saying? And yes, we know that the phone isn't selling quite like they wanted to, and the product lines have been cut for production, of course. But besides all that, that's not a mistake. Apple's $1 billion company. They're gonna win. They're gonna lose. That's the name of the game. If Samsung can come back from their phones blowing up on the Note 7, which was their pinnacle line, I'm sure Apple's not going to have any love lost for a couple of dollars dropping off their stock. But like anything, like any big company, anybody wants to hear the noise. Now, let's get back into the phone. As far as I'm concerned, from what I have done, and I've only had the phone now for mm, 13 hours, I can't put it down. Is there some sacrifices? Yes. Uh, Instagram is probably where you're going to see the most flaws so far in the phone because of the resolution. Yeah, and it takes a little while to get used to because, like I said, I got an S8 Plus, and that's 2K Infinity Display OLED panel, which, if you even with the way that it displays, um, the Samsung phone is still going to blow it out the water. But the display itself, it's very well tuned. I mean, they went all out on on the color gamut, that wide color gamut, and this display. You'll be hard pressed to just call it rubbish. Go inside the store and look at it for yourself, and ask yourself, do you really want to get this phone? Do I really want to get it? You know, and it's going to come down to a few things. How much money you got to spend? I mean, hey, if you're on T-Mobile like me, I've been with them I've been with them for 3 years. Never had any issues. I'm in good standing with them. You know, my bill's gonna be a little high because I got this jumpy on there, but we got a couple other phones we gotta pay off, and I think we're gonna pay them off. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe when the S10 comes out, I'm just gonna outright go out and buy it. But look at the SX Max. Look at the XR. I'm not going to even talk about the XS because to me, this is the sweet spot. This this is the sweet spot. 6.1-inch phone. Get this phone because if you don't have to spend all the money, you're not losing anything. You still got the A12 Bionic chip, which is blazing fast. Yeah, you don't have the 3 gigs of RAM, but they had to cut corners somewhere. It would have been nice if they did stick 4 gigs of RAM in there. Man, this phone would be killer. But they don't want to undercut their premium because they want to still get their profit margin. So they're not going to undercut the XS and the XS Max. Heck, they're not going to even undercut the X, even though they discontinued that phone. But think about it. You got the A12. You still got the 12 megapixel sensor. You don't have the depth of field sensor. You still got OIS, but you don't have the optical zoom. But the digital zoom is fine, and the portrait mode. Now you gotta ask yourself this question: are you a photographer? Are you going out here talking about I'm gonna be, are you a full tag? Or are you just a person that pick up the phone, I take a picture, and that's all I want to do? Then this is the phone for you. So you can scratch off the camera. You can scratch off the 1080, not being a 4K or 2K display. The size is still good. I mean, the bezels, take your time, look at that phone while you're in the store and compare. Because the bezels are quite thicker than that of the SX Max. But if you can live with those things, you got a killer phone. Now, compared to the OnePlus 16, the differences are measurable, but they're on an even scale. But at the end of the day, I prefer an iPhone because look at the landscape. Android, all these nice phones that are coming out by Huawei, all of these other companies, and even in the SDK for Pi 9.0, they have references for the notch, the notch, the notch. So that lets me know, Android, you ain't got your stuff together. With that being said, listen, everything comes down to your preference. How much money you got? You ain't got to ball with everybody. But even if you pull this phone out right here, people gonna know you got an iPhone and you ain't got an 8 Plus. You still gonna be stomping with the big dogs because it's fast. It does what it's supposed to do, and it does it well, and it's smooth. 120 hertz refresh rate. Come on, man. They're TVs. Some people still don't even have TVs that do 120. I think I got a TV that does 120. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a heck of a panel. So what I would tell you is this. Do your research, do your homework, you got a bunch of reviews, but it's going to come to your choice. Walk in the store, look at the two phones, look at how much money you have in your pocket, look at what you're looking for, and just go for what you know. And if you go pick this up, get the product red, or the blue, or the coral, or the yellow, or the black, or the white, and just say, you know what? I'm balling with an iPhone. Does that mean I hate Android? No. Does that mean I'm gonna give up my S8 Plus? No. But now I get to experience both sides. So in my conclusion, this is just my little rant. Get this phone. It's 128 gigabytes. Get this phone. 128 gigabyte. Get it. Love it. Get you a case. See? So see a nice little product right there. You know, get you a nice little screen protector and just rock out, man, and have a ball. So my thoughts on the 10R, 10XR is it is a good phone. Despite its flaws, despite Apple's weird resolution, it's still a great phone. And I hope that they do decide to continue with this type of phone, which they say is for everyone. There are a few things they should do. With the camera, mm, I wouldn't worry about it, but give people the portrait mode. You know what I'm saying? Maybe throw in a little optical zoom just for this camera. Maybe a 2x optical zoom or a 4x or 5x optical zoom. That would be nice. Um, Give it a 1080p display. It's the 6.1 is perfect. It could settle, but those flaws I think were kind of it's kind of throwing off the market, and of course the reviewers can't put their 100% stamp on it. But overall, you're not going to be upset. You're going to look great out in the street. Everybody's going to look at you. You pull out your phone. If you get the right case, you show it off. And if you don't rock a case, God help you, this phone is slippery. It don't sit. So be careful with that. But other than that, enjoy your phone. Go ahead and front. Be a G. Show everybody what you got. And be like, you know what? This is my phone. You don't like it? Go out and buy me. All right then, people. This is my thoughts on the XR. It's a good phone. You won't be disappointed. Go and get it. And also, trade this in. You got an old phone. You got a Nexus 6. You got a Samsung. I think you can do an S6 or something like that, and get 150 bucks off the price. Think about this: 800 bucks for this phone right here, and you got $150 on that phone. Bam, that's $650 for an iPhone, brand new, brand new, without having to worry about someone else using it or someone else trying to sell your phone with a bad eye in the eye. That's a sweet deal. And if you got another Samsung phone or a nice little Android phone lying around, you might even get more money off. That's still a sweet deal. Go for it. And go to T-Mobile and get it if you're on T-Mobile. Or check with your carrier, see if they got it. Okay, I'm done. It's been about 25 minutes. Thank you for watching. Have a nice morning.